Well, hey, 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 happy Friday,
Ebony and
Ivory.
Woo!
We gave up the music, guys. We kept having technical difficulties.
Oh
We have to
Lord.
wait until we're in a different place for all of
Right.
that. Yeah. Wow, the sun just came in and started super powering me. I don't know if you saw that, but woo, happy Friday.
Happy Friday. How are you?
I'm doing great, doing great. This is episode 19. This is also
Woo!
our first episode of 2025.
2025.
Oh my
Alive in 2025. We
God,
thrive.
yeah, we are. Heck yeah.
So,
What's going on? What do you got going on this weekend?
okay, so first of all, it has been an incredible week. Let me
Yeah.
say, I just want to preface this whole thing with the incredible week that we have had. We closed out 2024
Yes, we did.
with enough vision board workshops to celebrate. And I just want to give a shout out to all of the people who went through the workshop. And I can tell you, they thought that it was a blessing to them. We knew it would be, but really, it was a blessing to us. All of the feedback, all of the gems, all of the joy, all of the lives that are changing right before our very eyes. And I want to not be remiss to say that is a wonderful way to close out 2024. And in doing that, we were able to monetize on our Awake to Wealth vision board kits.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Yes. A super shout out. Like we had a absolute um I don't even know, inspiring time just really piloting through with the workshop. You guys know we launched that in November, so we've been tightening it up. What I love is how far we've grown already with
Yes,
the experience that our participants get, right? And I think
yeah.
that's fabulous. Yes. Yeah.
Boy,
And
that is super
our
exciting.
Etsy shop up and running. We've got all
Up
of
and
our
running.
kits there. We keep growing that. So it's so good just to keep stepping forward.
So we've had a busy, busy week. And then also, not to mention, you can go to awaketowealth.com
WakeWealth.com.
and see what we have in store for you in terms of self-development, in terms of freebies, in terms of newsletters, and just staying connected. You are watching us grow. And so we just that so I couldn't say like we had such a power-packed, action-packed week that I mean, it just feels so good. So now we're here on Friday, and I'm really excited. And so we're going to talk a little bit about the weekend and
Yeah.
plans for the weekend. When you're starting a business and you're on this journey, a lot of times you can tell yourself maybe now's not the right time to do something like a big vacation,
Mm-hmm.
or
Exactly.
maybe it's not the time for a big purchase or whatever. Right? Maybe
Yeah.
now's not the time to go buy a new car,
New car. Don't buy
right?
one yet. Yeah.
But here goes the thing: do it.
Do it.
And we always say just do it because you do it scared, you do it different, you do it maybe out of your comfort zone. But when it's done, you'll look back and say, I'm glad I did that thing because hadn't I done it, then I wouldn't have the experience. So tomorrow is my birthday,
Ooh, happy
and
birthday, my
thank you.
friend.
Tomorrow is my
Get your
birthday.
roses. Get your
Yes,
flowers.
I'm super excited. I'm
Mm.
really grateful. Friend of mine said, "Oh, that's a big number." So it is the biggest number that I've had thus far. And so
Yep.
the difference is people always say, "Do you feel older? Do you feel older?" People will ask us that all of our lives, like when your birthday, do you feel older? I will say this. I never recall saying, "Yes, I feel
Yes.
older." But I will say that this last 365 has really set me up into a space that I am extremely grateful for what's going to happen next, and I'm extremely excited. So, I don't know if it's that I feel older because I feel youthful, and I am certainly feeling like my um, truest wealth is upon us and upon me, and upon the vision, and upon the dreams, and upon the journey, and upon all of the years of blood, sweat, tears, and learning, growing, rejection,
Mhm.
terminated, laid off, whatever, all of that stuff doesn't even matter in this moment. And so there it is. Thank you for your birthday wishes. And I will be enjoying out of the country, laying on the beach. I'll have a drink for you and I both, and the little
Thank
coconut.
you.
Yeah, so I'll send pictures. I'll share some pictures next week. So thank you for that. And how are you going to spend the weekend? I guess how was your week? And I'm just like I'm double
I
thrilled.
know. It feels really, really good. I'm going into the weekend again just primarily so that I can get caught up with everybody else around, the family when everybody is
Mhm.
here. We talk about that a lot. I'm super excited about your birthday. I'm super excited about you being in this headspace to go on vacation and really spend time, quality time with yourself, with your
Mhm.
hubby, with the beach, with the waters, right?
Mhm.
I'm really excited that you're in this place to do that. And for me, my weekend is uneventful. I'm gonna work a little bit on Awake to Wealth. I always like to spend some time when I have some quiet time. We do have Tim's family member, his sister, we had a loved one pass, so we will
Oh,
um
sorry.
yeah, we've got to go to a layout or a
Mhm.
service over the
Yeah.
weekend. And we'll show our condolences and give some love and be there for support. But other than that, we're looking at a regular weekend, really getting going. Super excited about 2025. Here we come. What do we have on the horizon?
So on the horizon, and two, you said, I just want to, give you my condolences and sincere
Thank you.
prayers for your loved one that passed away. And no time's the time that you want to receive that,
Right.
but when it's holiday time and stuff, it just hits a little double different. And
Yeah.
two, in my family too, I want to just send prayers to Brenda Smith and my Easton family on
Yes.
the passing, a great big loss of my baby cousin Shia, and such a beautiful gem, such a beautiful girl, beautiful mother, sister, daughter, auntie. And so we just want to, anybody out there who's hurting and struggling with the loss, you're in our prayers. You are in our Way to Wealth prayers. And we just hope that you're encouraged and know that no matter what, your creator is still able. So
Yes. Yes.
thank you for
Lift
saying that.
everybody up.
What
Yes.
is on the horizon? So we are bringing in the new year vibes with a focus on what we have going on in our 365 vision, which is transformation and the beautiful, amazing time of a 21-day fast devotional experience, which is loading for January 11th. So
Yes.
next Saturday, we'll kick it off. And then we'll be going live from Sunday, and some days will be recorded. You can catch the recordings, but our plan is to come to you live, and so we are super excited to just have this fabulous journey among us and joining us. We are so empowered. We want to unlock your full potential while you join us on this 21-day fast. We want you to tell your friends, tell your
Hmm.
church, tell your school, tell your classmates, tell your sisters,
Hmm.
tell your brothers, tell anybody who is just looking for a shift in your life and you're just looking for something new. If you've done a fast before, join us. If you've not, join us, because we're going to talk about what it means to fast. We're going to have some fun with this. We're going to really lock arms in faith and watch some things really develop. Again, it's not a magic trick. We're not doing it so that we can say, oh, look at us. But we are doing this because we are increasing our faith and we are so excited to do that. So that is what we are talking about today. Give you a little sneak peek at what we have going on. Tell me a little bit of something. I know you've been working on something in
Yes.
the works for our wealth winners. What do we have going on?
Yeah, definitely. And guys, I want to preface saying this. I'm super excited about doing this. This is something I've never done before. So as I've been sharing, and we hope that you're getting to know both Shay and I. I'm been a believer, but I'm new in my faith walk. I'm new in my understanding and being coachable and learning. And so I'm super excited about not only I want to take back it's not about the fasting 21 days without food, right? Each day is a little bit different based off of the independent participant. And so we've been working diligently to give you a way to journal this experience, even if you've not done one, or even if this is your 10th or 11th time. So we put together a really cool, very simple, very easy 21-day fast and devotional. Each day is set up, it'll be about, I feel like our live time will be about 20-25 minutes. So it's
Maybe
a
21 minutes.
maybe 21 minutes. I would love that.
Mhm.
But it's organized in a way that we have the what does day one represent? So, as an example, day one jumping in might be about setting intentions, right? That is what day one is. And the way that we've got this structured, I think, is going to be fun and easy for everybody to participate. So, we have a day one, what that goal or objective looks like, an action item, a suggested meal plan if you are whatever you were choosing for setting the intention for day one. Then we have an inspirational exercise. So you've got a place to actually take away and do an exercise. We end it with a daily prayer. And so I just love the format that we have this set in. For me, as being a brand new beginner, this made perfect sense for me. And, Shannon, you're going to be able to really give us a lot of really good gems. I've got probably lots of questions today, lots of
Yeah.
questions as we go into it. But just
Ask away.
yeah, just understanding, and everybody is different, right? I shared this with a friend of mine, and her immediate response was, "Oh my gosh, you're going to fast from food for 21 days. What are you giving up?" Right? And
Hmm.
that was the response because I feel like is that what most people kind of, when you say the word fast, that's what most people relate that to, right?
Yeah.
So for me, I want to share my journey with you on the fasting exercise and getting the devotional piece with this experience, right? Uh,
Hmm.
my fasting is going to be around knowledge, encouragement, inspiration, learning. Impacting the way that I can get closer in my relationship by doing that, the trust piece, all of
Hmm.
the things, right? So I'm super excited about it. But how would you answer that question? I shared that with a friend and she's like, "Oh my God, 21 days, what are you going to fast? What kind of food are you going to give up? That's a lot of days." So
Yeah.
how would you answer that?
Yeah, so I would say there are a few ways to fast. In the Bible, there is a scripture, and I'll get the actual scripture that says some things come through prayer, but some things come through prayer and fasting, right? So when you fast, it's like a deeper dive into your faith to say, I pray and I believe that this could happen, but that fasting piece of it kind of activates you to a different, like a different level of your faith, right?
Right,
So
because
when
I'm
people,
committing something for that day, right? I'm also
right,
giving back. In a sense, I'm making that commitment for whatever the day I'm on.
hmm
Is that right? I'm just
it's
committing.
it's mostly too about sacrifice, right?
Okay,
So
sacrifice. I wasn't sure.
our our flesh wants what our flesh wants, right? So our flesh is like a little baby. Our flesh is like a 2-year-old toddler that just wants it and wants it now. And I'm gonna have that. I'm gonna eat that. I'm gonna, do that. So a
Eat the
lot of
candy
people look
bars
at it
all
as
day
I'm
long.
gonna have
Right.
the candy bars. I'm gonna eat the bread. I'm gonna eat the meat. I'm gonna do the things that make me. I'm gonna fry my food. I'm gonna do these things, and I'm gonna just keep watching these reality shows. I'm going to listen to whatever music I want to. I'm going to, be available for every other distraction and not really focus on my spirit. Well, the
Mm-hmm.
spirit sometimes says, I want what I want. I
Mm-hmm.
want you in your word. I want you listening to positive music. I want you eating healthy. I want you saving money. I want you to do these things that will make you a better person in the long run. But our flesh is like, let's spend this ridiculous amount of money on a coat we're not going to ever wear. You know what I mean? So
Got it. Got it.
when you're in a fast, it's really about a time of sacrifice to really tune into your spirit.
Right.
And
Pay
in your
attention.
spirit is where you find that peace. In your spirit is where you find that joy. Sometimes if you're having a good day or you hear a good song that is uplifting and inspiring and you feel that in your spirit, or you're talking to a friend. You and I have had many conversations when we're talking. You're like, wow, that felt good. Like that's your spirit. Your spirit wants more. So
Right.
that's just a time to kind of cater to your spirit. Tell your flesh, sit
Right.
down
No, no,
and
no, no.
sit down and don't be rude because now we're talking to, you know what I mean? So, and a lot of people think that uh the Daniel fast is what it's referred to in the Bible. So what the Daniel fast is for 21 days, um, there's a story in the Bible. Daniel, he wants to be closer to God. So he decided to eat only healthy foods for a while, and avoid things like sweets, fast, if we were in now times, like fast foods, foods
Right.
with low nutrition value, meats, stuff like that. So for 21 days, Daniel ate fruit, veggies, whole grains like rice, oats, nuts, and seeds. He also only drank water or juice made from fresh fruits and vegetables. He didn't eat anything that came from animals, anything like meat, dairy, and he didn't eat any processed, I'll say probably sugary, anything that was
Right.
unhealthy for him. The ideal behind the Daniel fast is not just to eat healthy, but to also spend time with your spirit, right? Praying and focusing on the word and listening to songs that are going to inspire you and edify your spirit and a way for you to grow spiritually and connect in a deeper way. So it's kind of like a special treat for your body and your mind with a different type of level of love and respect for your spirit. So it sounds so deep, but
Hmm.
it's just so sweet. And two, if you've never done it before, I'll tell you, if anyone out there is listening and you're going to go fully on a Daniel fast, so you're not going to
Right.
eat bread, you're not going to eat meat, and you're not going to eat any sugary snacks, right? So you pretty much be eating like some people eat fish or seafood.
Got
Some
it.
people will still eat like a poultry, like chicken, eggs, but some people will go hard and like not eat any meat, right? We're not judging. I don't
Right.
have a
Right.
heaven or a HE double hockey sticks to put anyone in, right? So
Right.
I'm never going to judge you based. You have to get to your spiritual walk how you get there.
Right.
And and I'm not the one to say, well, you're doing it wrong because whatever you give up to sacrifice, that's seen by our creator. So I will say that once you're doing it, what used to be funny to me is as soon as you start, right? As soon as I start, I want like I don't even eat like lunch meat, ham,
Chips. I know.
I want a ham sandwich. And this is like, first of all, I don't even eat food
Yeah.
like that, but I'm gonna want it because my flesh is like a little brat. And so it's
Right.
just every little thing you told yourself, I'm not gonna drink coffee this week,
Yeah.
right? If you told
Right.
yourself, I'm not gonna drink coffee this week, now, all of a sudden, you're going to be smelling coffee everywhere you go.
Mhm.
People are going to have coffee. Somebody's going to drop coffee. You're going to be like, "What the heck?" Everything, and and if you tell yourself, "I'm not going to eat between." Sometimes you can fast from like sun up to sundown. So if
Right.
you say, like, "I'm going to fast from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m." Now, all of a sudden, you're like so hungry
Starving
and
the
too,
whole time.
and you
Yeah.
don't even eat lunch. Now you're like, "Oh gosh, I'm so starving." So it's just
So
like
it, yeah, that makes so much sense to me too, because it's like when somebody tells you no, you want it more.
there
And
you go.
it's like if you get in, if you're, if something that you may not even really much care about, but if all, but
Yep.
somebody tells me I can't have something, I'm like, I want it now, right?
Now.
Same goes it like if you're like, okay, you can't have pizza, smelling
Hmm.
pizza like all day. I get that. That
Yeah.
makes so much perfect sense. But this
What
is,
else you got?
yeah. So what else we have is we are working on our 21-day push
Oh
right.
no, I didn't mean like that. I didn't know if you had
Oh,
any other questions. I was
more
excited. I
questions.
was
I
all
thought you were
ready.
like ready to move on. Yeah.
Hmm.
No, I mean, that was a really, really good explanation. I think in my mindset, I was already preconceived the same way my girlfriend was like,
Yeah.
okay, you're giving up, I do have some family members who like are already like don't eat meat or whatever.
Mhm.
And I've got another girlfriend who did a lot of intermittent fasting.
Yeah.
But the way that I understand that, that is more like a weight loss thing, or
Yeah.
is that a combination of both, or can it be? Usually
I
intermittent fasting.
intermittent fasting is more for weight loss, right? So
Okay.
that fasting is more and I'm not saying that if you do intermittent weight fasting that you're not connecting in the spirit. I don't know.
Right,
But
right,
I
right.
know that one you're doing an the fasting where you fast like 8 hours and you eat 6 hours,
4 or 5 hours later. Yeah.
right. When you do that, that's more connected to me. How I see it is like the keto diet, the
Okay.
Atkins diet, and then you have the intermittent fasting way that people lose weight. This particular 21-day fast is like, I'm giving up something that I enjoy. And then that's the other thing. People are like, well, I'm going to give up TV and you don't watch TV. Or the people who don't eat meat, like, I'm not going to eat
Right.
meat. Well, you already don't eat meat. So give up something like you find yourself. So these are some of the things I fasted. I have fasted social media,
Hmm.
cold turkey, 21 days. And um that was pretty hard. I fasted, regular music, like, secular music or like music that is not inspirational. I
Hmm.
have fasted, movies, like
Okay.
rated R movies, like stuff like that. So sometimes you just want to give your flesh, sit your flesh down and really give your spirit a break from everything. Like I started fasting the news at one point and I never went back. So,
Okay.
and let me just say this too for anyone listening and for you, and the reminder for myself. So you're fasting, and I'm saying like I am gonna not eat meat, bread, or sweets, right? All of a sudden, I'm in the kitchen and I'm eating,
You eat something you didn't know had bread in it, right?
or I'm eating something intentionally. I see the Tootsie Rolls there, and I
Oh,
pick it up, unwrap it, pop it in my mouth, and then I'm chewing it, and oh snap!
yeah, you were
That's
fasting
gonna
this.
happen. And I'll spit it out, and it's just
Yeah.
like, but the beauty in that is because let me tell you the beauty, and that's not to punish yourself,
Hmm.
but it is to give yourself grace
Oh, to give you
because
the
there
mindset,
you
right?
go.
You were
Perfect.
recognizing that you've made that
Boom.
decision for that
Well, you
day.
would have never thought about it before,
Right. You would have just had three more Tootsie Rolls, probably,
right?
right?
Or
Or
you would have said, "Oh well, I told myself I wasn't going to eat it. Oh well." No, but you're mindful. Oh snap! Oh my
yeah,
goodness, I didn't eat.
yeah, this is I can't have this until, the
Right,
fourth week or whatever. Good
right.
point, good point. Yeah, I was looking, I wanted to just share this for those who might be listening too. So the intermittent fasting is actually considered an eating pattern
Yeah.
that involves alternating between periods of fasting and eating.
Mm-hmm.
Some people refer to it as the 5-2 diet, or eat normal for 5 days a week and then fast 2 days a week. I've not heard of that one. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and then alternately day fasting, eat normally one day, then either fast completely or eat one small meal the next day. And then the daily time restriction, I think this is what you were referring to, like if you go from 6 a to 6
Mm-hmm.
eat normally, but only within a specific time window each day, such as an 8-hour window. And so I just wanted to share that because again, this whole fasting experience is going to be brand new to me, and I want to have a really good understanding. But yes, it is for weight loss, improving health markers like blood pressure and cholesterol levels, though. I did not know that.
Yeah, the beauty of
Interesting.
the fast too is by the 21st day, and let me
Oh,
just say this if I'm being honest. So by like the fifth day, the fourth or fifth day, your mouth will taste funny. Like you will
yeah.
probably feel like, am I offensive? Like, am I offending anyone? Because you're really not going to be eating. If you're going to choose to stop eating something that you normally eat, or really go hard and like not do the bread, the meat, the sugar. If you're really going to do that, then you're going to have to drink a lot of water
Mhm.
because
There's
we're no
guide.
doctors here. We're not telling
Right.
anybody to do this or what to eat, but if you are, you'll find your mouth tastes funny. And then maybe like the first couple of days, like if you go to the bathroom, like you won't like by like day 21, your skin's clear, you lost a couple pounds, or your hair feels, more healthy and you just feel better about yourself. And
Yeah.
then on the 22nd day, sometimes you make the decision like, hmm, I could do this a little longer, or I can't wait to get that meal that I've been craving the whole time. I can't wait to get that steak, those that garlic bread or whatever it is. But it is something that it's really, truly, you said it best. It is really about sharpening your spirit, but it's about your mindset. It really is.
Right. It
Everything
is
we're doing
mindset.
on this journey is really, really critical about the way we think.
Right, right. I love that. Also thinking about the 21 days, it takes 2 to 3 weeks to start good habits, right? Or
Right,
to change bad habits. So
right.
and then when you're thinking about now that I'm thinking about health ramification on top of this,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right.
Not just a spiritual journey here, not learning, what the representation of what fasting and the testimonies that could come to me in my life through this, but then some health ramifications. Like if there's something that I identify that, like I have to take blood pressure medicine,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's super exciting. That's good information, right? So there seems to be right off the bat a lot of really good benefits to doing this. Let me ask another question.
Mm-hmm.
I know that we started at January 11th. What's significant about the brand new year?
The brand new year is what is referred to as like your first fruits, right? And we learned about this. You and I were at a service when I came to visit in Ohio and talked about like the tithing, your first 10%. So
Mhm.
it's kind of like your first part of the year. When it like, don't you feel better if somebody gives you the first part of something and you feel better if you eat a piece of bread and you get the bread in the middle or the bread, the first piece after the one on the
Okay.
end. And like you want to be able to get the first fruits. You want the first fruits that are fresh, that are healthy, that are bandwidth is high and amazing. The energy is high. You don't want the last. And so I feel like when you come into a new year, our creator who gives us everything all year long,
Right, right, right.
who would allow us to have everything we need after being laid off, and
Hmm.
then give us the mindsets to be in the right place at the right time to
The
use the
pathway,
talent,
the
to
pathway that
put
we
us on the
want to
path.
path. Yes,
So
I
we give
do.
you the first of our new year and we say, this part we're going to dedicate to you. Instead of, doesn't it feel better? Like if we
In
could really
June.
sit and say, well, we'll give it to you in December. It's like, I want you first. Well, your bandwidth is good. You're good right now. You don't have the pressures of what happened all year long and we're already 6 months in, we're dragging. No, I want you in the beginning. I want you when you're fresh. I want you when you're focused. I want you when you're making those New Year's resolutions or you're setting your vision board path. You're
Setting your
doing
goal.
your
Yeah, you're
week
doing your
long
vision board.
vision
Yeah.
board workshop. I want you when you're fresh in that. So that I think that is the significance to doing it, to having it, as your fresh first start of the new year. Like some people will do it in the, say you do it in June. Like for me,
Right.
if I do it in June or July, August, I'll do it the first 3 weeks or like the first line, the first 3 days, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday,
Got
or
it.
Sunday,
Got it.
Monday,
So if
the
somebody
first. Give me my
somebody
first.
isn't, yeah, so if somebody isn't ready and they're not in a place to join us on this journey with the 21 day, it's not that you can't do it in May or
Right.
April or August. Ideally, though, you would do it at the beginning of the month just to represent the first of the month. Does that kind of make sense?
That's my way of thinking, and
Yeah.
I've
Even
heard
though I
it
get
said,
it
you
for
give
Jan.
the first fruit. Yeah, you
Yeah.
do the first fruit.
Yeah, I do get that. That makes a lot of sense because again, you're also trying to show a level of commitment.
There you go.
You are really trying to show that level of commitment. It's a great time to kind of roll in to the start of your new year, working on that mindset, learning to, like one of the days when you mentioned it is learning how to be still.
Yeah.
And a quick story on that, my mom used to say that to me all the time. When are you going to learn to be still? And
Mm,
I was like, Mom, I'm not ever going to be still. There'll be a
right,
day that I'll be, sick and broke and on the couch
right.
and I'll have to be still. But understanding the difference of being still in your silence or just being still in the moment,
Hmm.
being what's the word? Contentment when you're,
Yep.
because I ran from stillness
Hmm.
basically, my whole life. If I wasn't busy and if my life wasn't chaotic, because that's what the norm was
Right.
for me, so I'm excited about the objective for like that day. I think it's like day 10 or day 12 or something like that. But
Yeah, I
yeah,
love
this is
that.
going to be fun. Yeah, I love that.
It's so funny that you said that because I remember like growing up, in my 20s, and just always have an adventure, whether it be,
Yeah,
some type of drama or
positive,
be
negative,
somewhere,
whatever.
right? Like just all, no, always like in this messy type of thing. Like,
Hmm.
oh, what would you say to me? Like, just ready all the time for what? What are you looking at? And this was like in my 30s, I started my faith walk begin. I always had my faith walk. I always knew that I was always covered and protected.
Hmm.
But you do you let your flesh take over. And I was
Right.
like, wild and I could get in trouble and all this other stuff. But in my 30s, I remember when I turned 30 and I was like, dang, like I'm not where I want to be at all. I
Hmm.
had a good job but I still was like go out all the time and
Same,
you
same.
know what I mean? Like just
Yep.
always my priorities were always my home and my children. But on the other side of that, my kids didn't know that, mom's at the club and whatever. Like
Right.
so there came a time when it was just like I want to get my faith walk where I think it should be. I don't know where should it be. So I began to just like take my faith walk serious. Now,
Hmm.
did it mean I was perfect? Absolutely not. It didn't. It meant that, but I was open to learn. It felt like having good insurance. Like
Right. Right.
I'm gonna mess up through this. I'm gonna mess up this journey. I know I am, but that was the time that let me know I can't do this by myself. I need you. I
The
need you to
guidance.
walk and
Right.
guide me through this life because
Right.
When I try to do it on my own, I'm gonna mess up. So that's pretty much that was pretty much the power of it. And then just getting on the fasting part, just learning and watching other people would do it corporately with other people. And I forget where I was going with that, but it'll come back. But
Yeah.
anyway, yeah, just being able to you're going to be in a you're going to be and I'm excited for this for you and for anyone who's just doing it. Not that I have all the answers because I don't, but I do know how it feels to really commit yourself and really what that feels like. And you want to write down what you're fasting for. You really want to have some expectations. It is okay. You want to
Yeah.
write down what you expect to see. You want to write your vision in your 21 days. So 21 days from now, what are you expecting? What do you want? What do you want for you? What do you want for you? What do you want for, your life? What do you want for your business? What do you want for your growth? What do you want for your peace? What do you want? Like, what do you want in your stillness? What
Hmm.
do you want? So you want to be real, just real clear in writing down what it is. And the beauty of it is on the 21st day, when you look back, not only will you feel good because of those health things, and you'll just feel good because you spent some real quality time with your creator, with God and our most high, but what you'll also feel is so much more connected.
Yeah.
Beautiful space, beautiful space.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like you'll feel empowered too, right? Every time you commit to doing something and you finish it and you show up for yourself and you do it to learn, for somebody like myself, I've never done anything like this. Just to be able to talk about this now will be a part of my story
Hmm.
in a sense that, at this age of my life, 54, I did my ever first, 21-day fast and a devotional experience. And we tied that together because it's really, it is a part of, in my opinion, it isn't about just showing up to say, hey, I'm taking away bread today.
Right,
But it is about really connecting or having an objective with, some inspiration, some journaling where you're getting something out of it other than just being like, hey, I'm giving up bread today. Have a great day, right?
right.
So I'm excited about that. Learning, this is a part of what I've shared is um, like you had mentioned, I think, being, I don't even, well, I guess it is coachable. At the end of the day, it's if you're not coachable about the information that you learn and find a way to implement it in your life, then you're not being coachable. So, these are some of the things that I'm excited about for doing this. And I'm excited to do this live because I want the actual response and the things that are happening for me or not happening for me, right?
Right.
I'm not going into this with an expectation at the end of the 21 days. I'm, I don't know, flooded with, all the great things and all the things, but really just about taking that time to commit
Hmm.
to doing the experience and what that it's an experience that I'm super excited about doing. So,
Yeah, well, I want to tie two Matthew verses in here for anyone who's listening, and then just so I can say these two. And don't put a cap on what to expect.
right.
Don't
No,
put a
I'm
cap
not,
on.
but I'm
Yeah.
just saying like I'm
You're
going
not going, you're not,
I don't have
not
any
your
expectation.
foreseeable reason. I'm not,
No.
and that's good. I'm glad you said
Yeah.
that because I don't want it to seem like I'm saying, oh gosh, like I don't want it to seem like I'm saying, if you do it, it's like a magic.
Right. Yeah.
But it's so good because you get to see it happening and you get to know that either these good things were happening for me and I wasn't paying attention because my flesh was all loud, or these good things are happening to me because I am committing to sacrifice over this 21 days and these good things have happened for me. So one of the verses is Matthew 17:21, and this just goes back to this says, but this does not give out wait, I'm sorry, but this kind does not go out except for through praying and fasting. So some things come through praying and fasting, meaning um, there are certain struggles and challenges in life that require more than just the regular effort. So some things require the extra effort, right? And then the other thing is, and people do this, but this is one of the things that tie to it too. Is when you fast, don't tell people like, oh, I'm so hungry because I'm fasting. Like,
Hmm.
so they say like, don't boast that I'm fasting to
I
boast to
heard
other
that somewhere.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's supposed to be really intimate, um, an intimate season, right? To do these things, not, and that's what you're saying. Like, I'm not doing this for show. I'm doing this for me to get deeper in my spiritual connection. Now, again, on the 22nd day, are you going to come out with a nun gown on and go in the center of town and start hailing? You know what I mean? No. But you're going to feel connected in your spirit, and now you just grow. It's a
Yeah,
beautiful. Mhm.
I got you. That's the way to paint a picture. On this 22nd day, I'm going to be none.
Isn't that right? In the
I
middle, in
know.
the square, in the town square, like,
Yeah.
just doing the
Hello.
extra stuff. Yeah, no. It's not going to be what you're going to be doing. But you will have a connection. And that's one of those things, like you say, these things I learned, nobody can take away from me. Now it's going to be this
Yes,
connection. This connection is yours. The
right.
joy belongs to you and nobody can take it away from you.
Yeah, yeah, I'm super excited about it. I guess I'm going to eat pizza every day until the
Yeah.
11th, right? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I don't know if pizza's one of them, but yeah. But I get you. Yeah, I'm super
Yeah.
excited about it. This is educational. This is informative. I even think that no matter what kind of like area or level you are, it was something that you were saying earlier, and you were talking about when you got in your 30s and you always have been on your faith walk and trying to figure out like how you went through your life without him and realized you had to have God in your life and all. It's bringing me back to a message I received at one of our churches, and the pastor had a big ladder, and he was in, well, actually it was two ladders. There were two
Hmm.
ladders, and he had his right leg on the one ladder to the right and his left leg on the left ladder, and he could only get up to like the four steps before he would like
Hmm.
split,
Hmm.
rather than being on the same side, the same ladder, climbing the
Oh,
same.
yeah.
And so when you were saying that, like that resonated with me again because here I am, and being vulnerable here, you guys, is like when you hear a message, how do you relate it? And
Hmm.
I'm getting to a place where I'm hearing things. I'm like, okay, now I'm relating, some of the messages or something
Yeah.
like that. So that's another thing I'm excited about.
Cool.
Just doing this journey, right? Just trying to hear and the daily prayer, which I've not been ever in a habit to do.
Mhm.
And so maybe this will develop a new winning habit for me as well.
Yeah, and isn't that funny how, or isn't it's not funny, but it's supernatural how you say, um, at the end it could have like somebody who, is in health stuff and maybe you lost a couple pounds or maybe whatever. It's like, is it what I love about something like this, and you just said like it kind of makes you see like, wow, if I commit to my flesh, I'm sorry, if I commit to my spirit, then good things are going to happen for me, right? I'm not out spending money on fast food every day because now I'm fasting from that. Or so it's just like that's how intentional it is and being connected to your spirit. When you're connected to your spirit, better things happen in your life. You get better things for you. Now, again, does that mean that we're going to be perfect and not have our flesh rise up? It doesn't, but it does mean that in this time, I am focused on my spirit, and it's going to show me that by being focused on my spirit. Like it's just going to be a place of stillness that is going to just give me rewards, right? Rewards at the in the process, right? I guess in the
Right.
process. So
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely in the process. I love
Yeah.
that. So I want to make sure we do not forget to let everybody know. Again, you can go to awake, the number two wealth.com. There, the very first thing that's going to pop up is going to ask you if you want to be a part of our newsletter so that you can stay connected.
Sign up.
Oh, yeah, go sign up, drop your email. That way you will get the information as we are rolling out. We're buttoning up everything over the weekend. So all
Mhm.
of our email marketing and our newsletters outside of when we just have open conversation about it, you'll be able to get that information there, know where we're going to be going live, how to get the replays, where to get your, I call it your digi downloadable PDF printable. You can print it into a book for your journal, all kinds of things, because
Yeah.
uh, that's going to be a really big experience for all of us. So I'm super excited. So go there, awake to wealth number
Yes.
ebsdot.com. Drop us your
Now, right now, right
going.
there,
Yeah,
right
do
now.
it now because we're going to be we're moving and grooving.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so
So,
I'm excited about this. This is going to be a really, really good time. And I hope that people will join up with us. Just so, again, we're going to be fostering relationships, building relationships, meeting new people.
yeah.
And that's also going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good time. Just join with us. You want to connect with us. You want to join us in on our social media pages. I think you can see that right behind us. You want to email us if you want to ever come and talk with us or anything like that. But again, this fast for 21 days for Awake to Wealth fast devotional experience is going to start on January 11th. We're going to run through February 1st. We're going to close out one month and be at the beginning of the next month, intentionally just ready to rock and roll. And come be a part of that. You will get the daily inspirational messages. You will get your powerful prayer sessions, the scripture and reflection, the guides, the journal guides that Dee just spoke about, and all of the things. But most important, you will get to be able to connect with your faith and be able to go into your new year better, stronger, and just more equipped and more ready to celebrate those moments and all of your wins that'll follow you through just because you did something good for yourself and you did something, you put the
Yeah,
creator
definitely.
before
Yes.
yourself.
Give yourself the experience. Give it to yourself, right?
Yeah.
That's something we talk about all the time. Sometimes we have to help ourselves first, thank ourselves all of the time,
Right.
just so that we can continue to grow
Yeah.
and be able to give back
Yeah.
in a better place. We're learning that as we go.
Right. So that was
Yes,
so
I'm
good. I'm glad you brought those
excited.
questions. That was fun and it helps me too to it makes me feel um good to be able to have that conversation and be a vehicle, a vessel to be used, a vessel to be used. Um, because that's what I'm here
The
for.
resource, you're a resource for that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I want to be able to help people. I tell you what, I told you this before, and I'll tell you again, like part of your journey is joy for me to see because I know what it feels like.
Hmm.
And then, oh, that's what it was. So I remember that everything was always like buzzing, buzzing, pop, like, and then I was like, you know what I want? I don't want any adventure. I just want
Peace.
contentment. And for about 5 years, and
Hmm.
I would say this out loud. I think a pastor one day said, stop saying that. Because I was like, I am so content. And I
Hmm.
would even say, like, when good things would be happening for me, I would even say, Father, if you never did another thing for me, what you just did for me was so good. It was
Hmm.
so yummy. It was so delightful. I felt so good. I felt so blessed. I felt so light. And it wasn't about material things, but I
Hmm.
was like, if you never, this feeling that this joy that I have right now in this moment, if you never did another thing for me, I am content. And then someone said, well, maybe you shouldn't say that. Watch your words
Content all
because
the time. That's right.
right. So
Yeah.
you want to do that all the time. But I was like, and people started saying to me, this is the truth. They'd be like, you don't get mad about nothing. Like you just don't get mad. Like what? How you can't be that happy? And I'll be like, but I am, and you could be that happy.
Hmm.
No, you can't be that happy. I am happy, and nothing was making me mad. Nothing was, of course, like I had smaller kids, like younger teenage kids. Of course, I'll be yelling, and stuff with them, but other than that, and even them, even that started to change. Instead of them coming in from school and me just being like in a bad mood all the time, it'd be like, how was school today? Intentionally, how was school today? And this was part of my walk, part of my journey. Like, how are you doing today?
Hmm.
What can I do for you today? And these were things where like I was feeling this. And then it became a way of life, right?
Hmm.
It just became a way of life. And that there's a word too that says when you start to be led, and it doesn't say it like this, but this is the concept of it. When you start to go by your spirit more, then you don't do the things you used to do. You don't talk the way you used to talk. Things you used to go don't excite you anymore. Places you used to go, and it wasn't anything that was like forced. It was just like instead of going to the club, now I'm at choir rehearsal at 10 o'clock on Saturday night. And
Hmm.
my kids are singing in the choir and we're all having a good time. And it's just like, when did that shift? And it wasn't something I felt like, okay, I'm not going to the club. I still was going to the club, but I would be in the choir rehearsal 10 o'clock Friday with all the thought without being like, well, I got to choose between, it's just like,
Right.
started
Right.
to do things different. And it didn't feel funny and it didn't feel like I was I was it never felt forced that if me and some relationships were going this way,
Hmm.
it never was a forced thing. It wasn't anything ugly. It wasn't like, oh well, I'm doing this now. It was just like it just happened and it was natural. And now I
Right.
see the people who I used to be with and we could love. I could love you, I can hug you, I could say, hey, how you doing? And it was just that. But I went on to do whatever else I was doing. And so I always I enjoyed that part because it didn't feel hurtful. It didn't feel painful. It just felt really good. It
Hmm.
just felt really good.
That's pretty awesome. I love
Yeah.
that. Yeah. I'm immediately having this image about just, one of the books that I had started reading was, living your best life and
Hmm.
just being able to live and walk like Jesus, right? Love, kindness,
Hmm.
forgiveness, grace, no hatred. There is no lack, being thankful, having
Hmm.
gratitude of all the things that are already kind of provided. And so if you can learn that, be coachable to that, understand that, and then understand, like I want to learn right. That was a conversation I was having with the kids here at the house is like, as I'm learning, and that's where like abiding in the Bible comes in and doing these types of experiences. But when I heard your place of during your journey, getting to that peacefulness, right? That's just you actually getting on the other side to acquire um live like Jesus did,
Yeah.
basically.
Right.
Just do it like that if you can. And so that's super exciting. And again, not everybody is in, the same place, but that's good too. And so we're here for that. We're here for that. Join me. I'm a beginner. I've not done anything like this before. Let's do this thing together. Let's share testimonials. Let's talk about the experience so that you can say, it was phenomenal for you,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, I
Yeah.
love that. With no expectations. This is something you
No.
should do with no expectations.
No expectations. No expectations, but I'm telling you, you are going
You're
to
gonna get them,
you
right?
are going to
Right?
be
That's
so floored, like, wait a minute, I didn't even know I needed that. I didn't even know I needed that, joy, or I didn't even know I needed this situation to give me this much joy. I never had this kind of joy before. Where's this
yeah,
coming from? And you
right.
and you're aligned with it, like, oh, that felt good. I like that feeling.
Yeah.
So that makes me happy to that really does. I mean, I can't tell you enough because I know how it feels to be in this space and you and I haven't known each other for 10 years or anything like that, but even knowing you just like you knowing me, you probably see me in a space now where I'm trusting myself more to be in this space. Why? Because I remember the moments I prayed for times when I could connect. And again, it's no slight to any person who I've ever worked with, but I've never done anything that could potentially monetize me into a space that I've never, ever been before and
Hmm.
be able to live a life of true wealth that doesn't only mean a dollar sign, but it means recognizing what true wealth looks like in love and joy and then having the monetary US dollars to go along with it to be able to go be, enjoy, love, grow. And that's this space. And so I remember praying like, I just don't know how to get started,
I
right? And
know.
so I'm just extremely grateful for this, and I know that it's very much intentional. And for yourself to be in this space with me in this same moment,
Mhm.
I know that this is it was an intentional meeting, and it will be an intentional friendship, sistership, partnership forever. I
Yeah,
really
I
believe
agree.
that. Hmm.
I agree. I agree. Definitely on the right path.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's awesome. I love it. All
So, yeah,
right.
we're going
So
to.
yeah,
I
I'm
have a little
excited.
prayer here and a wake to wealth
Okay.
prayer. Get
Okay.
us started. And we just want to say, first of all, thank you. Thank you for everything you've done for us in 2024. And we want to also thank you for everything that you're setting us up for 2025 in advance. And if we had a million tongues and a million mouths, we couldn't thank you enough for everything you've done for us. You're changing our lives right in front of the eyes of our families, our adult sons and daughters, our grandchildren. And for that, we are so grateful. Continue to let us be the vessel. Continue to let us be available. Continue to let us be coachable. Continue to let us be your light that shines in dark places. Continue to let us be the evidence. Continue to let us be the example. In 2025, we know that you have set us up for a vision. You've set us on this path that although it may seem presumptuous, we know now that the fruits of the Spirit are with us and are bursting forth in beautiful floral designs that smell good, they look good, they taste good, they feel good, they sound good. And we are so incredibly grateful. As we prepare for our fasting experience, our fast devotional, we give it to you that you can give it back to us shiny and that we can present it to other people, that they can grow from it, they can learn from it, they can be excited about it. And we know that with our hearts filled with gratitude, and we're doing this from the right place, we're just so grateful. We know that if we keep our minds on you, you'll keep your mind on us, and we will continue to grow and walk out 2025 better and greater than anything we could have ever
Amen.
imagined. And
Yeah.
we thank you, we thank you, we thank you. In the mighty name of your son, Yahuwah, we pray. Hallelujah. I am so
Amen.
excited.
Yes. Amen. That was
Yeah,
wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank
yeah,
you.
yeah.
Amen.
Thank you.
Yes. Awesome. All right. Well, what do you feel like? Has this been like another? I mean, they're so quick, right? We are on
Yeah.
here for one hour.
This
Uh,
power. Yeah.
yeah, to empower,
Hmm.
and just sharing how we're rolling into 2025. How do we want to take us out of here? I think you just kind of did it best with no other thing needed.
Wow. Well, hey, listen, I just want to say, thank you for hanging out with us over 2024 and you watching us grow. So you know that we have so much more in store. Continue to connect with us, continue to stay, comment, like, share. And this episode really truly is about joining us on January 11th for our 21-day, our very first and our annual, which will always be free, our Awake to Wealth fast devotional experience. You want to tap in. This is going to be life changing. It is going to be fun. We are going to be filled with all of the wins and
Yes,
joy, but not expecting, we're not going into that for that, but we are going to be sitting in the seat to be the example. Thank you. I don't really, that's
that's
all
it.
I
That's
have. I'm
it.
super
That is
excited.
so
Yeah.
good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for that. We're super excited. We will see you guys next week. Get out there,
Yeah.
be kind, be
Be
safe,
safe.
and can't wait to see you guys on the 11th.
Yes. Peace.